Welcome, fans and collectors! This is Marvel and DC 379 with another review, and today we'll be looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hothead Raphael from the 2012 series. So, we're taking a look at the hot-headed, loose cannon of the team with a heart of gold. So, let's take a look at the package. It says Nickelodeon right there, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was the season during the time this was released. And there's a really great shot of all four turtles from top to bottom. Michelangelo, Donatello, Raphael, and Leonardo. It says Hothead Raph since the re-released, repainted turtles have a word in front of their name. In this case, it's Hothead Raph. Playmates toys, ages 4 and up. I'm older than 4, so I can actually have this. Warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years old. There's a shot of Raph and Raphael right there. His bio, hothead and sharp side expert. Tough, quick to act, and hot-tempered, Raphael's a power keg ready to explode in unsuspecting enemies everywhere. The biggest of his mutant brothers, Raph has a why sneak around when you can bash some heads instead attitude. Master of twin side, these three-pronged blades are the perfect reflection of their owner, sharp and to the point. Weapons, Sai obviously, and Team Ninja Turtles obviously. And here are the available figures. Here are the turtles, turtle allies and heroes, and the villains at this side. So, enough of packaging, let's get into the figure. And just like Michelangelo and Donatello, this is a re-released, repainted toy of the previous version where the gear and pads match the mask color, which I really do like. And like I said before, the colored pads remind me of the 80s Turtles, the brown pads remind me of the comic book and the 2003 Turtles. And I don't know why, but I've always liked different paint jobs, and these are the only repainted, re-released figures I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the gold shredder or anything like that. But enough of that, let's get into the figure. So for colors, like I said, it's red for the gear, his mask. He has a dark forest green for his skin. There's brown wrappings here on his wrists, his feet, and kind of like a cream color wrapping around his hands, here and here. And for the turtle shell, it's another nice shade of green. And I really like the battle damage on the turtle shells. All four of them have battle damage, but it fits well with Raphael since he is the brawler of the team. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. This is the best head sculpt I've seen on a Raphael toy. It fits him so well. Angry, pissed off. He is just gritting his teeth very like ugh. But there is a little bit of paint on his lower lip on his mouth, but no big deal. And since this is the re-released version, they actually painted pupils and irises for the eyes. Whichever you prefer, it's up to you, but me, I kind of like both the plain white eyes and the pupilled eyes because the pupil and iris eyes, it makes it more realistic, but the pupilless eyes with the plain white eyes, it makes them more superhero looking since the Ninja Turtles are superheroes. And the mask around the head, it is molded and painted while the tails of the mask are a separate piece. So for articulation, ball jointed head, hinge shoulders, hinge elbow, swivel wrist, hinge hips, hinge knees, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. So really great articulation for Playmate standards. And again, like I said, I'm just hoping for upscaled 6-inch classic collection Turtles of the 2012 series that will happen sooner or later because they've done it for the 80s Turtles and they've done it for the 90s live-action Turtles. But hey, one can hope. For accessories, he does come with his main weapon, the Sai. And just like in my Electro review, they're primarily for defense, although they are very powerful for offense. And I have to warn you, when you have them hold the Sai, you don't slide them down like this because how thick the handle or the suka is, so you slide them like this. Like that way. You don't slide it down. You slide it sideways. And he does come with slots on his belt. So if you want to store them, you can if you want. It's very easy, just like that. And it's very secure, it won't fall out. So yay for weapon storage. He does come with a sprue of weapons. And what's really nice is that there's a name printed on their individual sprues, and to cut them out, I highly recommend using sprue cutters, and they're pretty cheap. You should find them at hobby stores like Michael's or something. And it kind of makes me glad that I used to collect Gundam model kits before I lost interest. So the weapons that come with Raphael are these pair of shuriken, or better known as ninja stars, and these are a reuse from Michelangelo's shuriken. It's just different colors. He comes with a pair of these, and the technical name for these are jute. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but I know what they are. They're single prong sai, and they were used by law enforcers during the Edo period of Japan. So, during the time the law enforcers, during the Edo period, who used jute is much like how in modern day, how police officers use a nightstick. Last and certainly not least, these hook swords. And I find it weird that they gave him an inaccurate weapon, and by that, I don't mean that he doesn't use these in the show, it's just that these are Chinese weapons, and Raphael's a ninja, which is a Japanese warrior. So, a brief history about hook swords. They were used by Shaolin monks, forged from very fine steel, and they have a very distinct shape of a hook-shaped blade. They're really good for slashing and cutting, but not really good for thrusting and stabbing, obviously because of the shape of the blade. They have a crescent-shaped guard that's also good for blocking and also stabbing and thrusting. But the only detail missing to make these completely accurate to the actual weapon are the pommels, or the butt of the sword that's an actual blade, which is actually meant for thrusting and stabbing your enemies at the butt of the sword. And let me show you a picture with the actual hook swords, with the actual pommel. But you can also connect these and you can swing them around. Okay, not like that, but you get the idea. Like, you can connect these and swing them around with the blade at the bottom. And these swords were used by other fictional characters too, like Cabal from Mortal Kombat or Jet from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I really find it interesting that they gave Chinese weapons to ninjas. I mean, the only other case that's like that is there's a Snake Eyes toy from G.I. Joe. I don't know which one, but I know that he had weapons just like hook swords. So I really do find that very interesting. So let's get into comparisons. Here's Raphael with his annoying little brother whom he loves very much, Mikey. Here's Raph with his egghead brother, Donatello. And here's Raphael with his oldest brother, Leonardo. So my final thoughts, I really do like this guy. There's very few problems I have with him. They're still there, but as always, like any good figure, the good always outweigh the bad. And Raphael has always been my second favorite turtle behind Leonardo. But to be fair, we all do relate to all four of the turtles to some extent. I mean, I like machines just like Donatello, and I love comic books and pretty goofy just like Michelangelo. I have a temper just like Raphael, and I can be loyal just like Leonardo. So this has been it for my review. Thank you for watching. So until then, Booyakasha! Why hello beautiful. You wear red, I wear red. You use sai, I use sai. You're from the hand, I fight the foot. We have a lot in common. I see now why Donnie likes human girls.